Okay, cool. We're recording now. Thanks, Pratik, for your time. And you're looking nice and proper, like an office guy, sitting in your home, working from home. Pretty cool. Unlike me, who's got like the last haircut that I got was in February, and I had no idea that this is gonna come. So my hair is going totally. Don't judge my hair. I'm telling that to everyone before we start.
Thanks
So
a lot for having me here, Amar.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. So I've started this creator series. One of the things I'm doing, and I'm talking to people I find interesting. So we'll talk about you right now, and so that's this session is largely about you. To start with, of course, you're my friend, but people who might be listening to this don't know. Some of them would not know you. To start with, tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do? What keeps you interested in life? What are the things that you find exciting?
Sure, thanks. My name is Pratik Jain. For people who don't know me, I'm a chartered accountant by profession,
Hmm.
born and brought up in Patna, Bihar.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was a great Lalu land at that point in time,
Yeah.
and moved to Delhi close 98 or so when I was doing my final year of CA. Did my
Right.
CA, started working in consulting,
Hmm.
joined Arthur Anderson at that point in time, which was a big consulting firm. Uh, I do specialize in GST now. I
Right.
mean, indirect taxes, GST, a lot of people would
Yes.
know about.
Yes.
And, and then 4 or 5 years ago, started a bit of, comedy kind of stuff, started a
Hmm.
blog, writing a blog. There was, I
Hmm.
guess, some creative thing inside. So I
Hmm.
started blog, and then, I used to host events, etc. in my office.
Right.
And then somebody said, why don't you sort of, try, because you can make people laugh at times. So why don't you
Hmm.
try doing this? So went to Canvas Laugh Club. I mean, I was lucky that Cyber Hub, I mean, my office was there,
Yes. Right.
and did an audition, started some open mics.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, now it is closed.
Yeah.
So we started doing that. But yes, uh, Bihar, CA, GST, a little bit
Hmm.
of comedy,
Hmm.
poetry.
Right.
That is what I guess defines me at this point in time.
Right. Right. So what advice do you have for people? How do people save their GST right now? Is it is there is there a way to escape GST in the time being, since hardly any work is happening? Especially for people like me who work freelance. There are hardly any bills to send to the chartered accountant, frankly.
Yeah. That's a good news, right? Because you don't have to pay GST also, right? So
Yeah,
unless there is some business happens and you
yeah,
actually raise an invoice, there is no GST which
yeah,
is applicable.
yeah,
But more, of course, is that these are difficult situations, and I think government is doing its best to kind of see how relief can be given to businesses.
right,
So recently, they have come up with a deferral kind of a scheme for small businesses up to 5 crore of turnover,
right,
and they've said that you collect. I mean, you don't pay GST for 3 months.
right,
That's for smaller businesses. For larger businesses, they're saying that you can pay GST after 3 months, but you have to pay 9% interest on that.
right.
I think sort of industry has gone to the government and they're asking for some more relief, including
Yeah,
GST rate cuts,
yeah,
subsidies, etc. I think
yeah.
government is working on some of those. More announcements are likely soon
Yeah,
on
I'm
that.
sure there's another announcement coming that the lockdown is going to be extended. Most likely, it's going to come today or tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, lockdown is going to get extended, is what we are hearing, because
Yeah,
these days before the formal news comes, you have this University of WhatsApp, right?
yeah,
So
you have a university
you
also.
will, so you get all the information, much more than what you actually need on that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
Uh,
I've been thinking, what does the lockdown extension mean? It's the last 20 days have not been easy either, but lockdown extension means crazy. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I have no idea what am I going to do for the next, what, 15 days? Do you have a plan?
no, I'm doing several things. I mean, incidentally, my son asked me today that what's the difference between lockdown and lock in, because now apparently what is going to happen is lock in with
It's a
certain amount
lockdown.
of relaxation that might come your way. And the first thing my wife asked me that, when she heard that essential services are going to be
Yeah,
on, and she said the
yeah,
first question was, does beauty parlor qualify
yes,
as essential service or not?
yeah, yeah.
And I still can't. I can't imagine that why or that why supplying alcohol is not an essential service. And
Right.
I think I want to appeal through your sort of video.
Yes,
that
I have a
alcohol should be.
I have a huge range of it. It'll directly reach the Prime Minister office. This discussion.
Yeah. So one hopes that, and the power of alcohol is such that things travel fast. So
Right.
hopefully people are listening and stuff like that. So I'm doing
Hmm.
various things. I'm writing a bit of poetry.
Right.
I've written recently one. I spent considerable amount of time on WhatsApp and Facebook, like
Hmm.
any other responsible Indian citizen.
Right.
I think WhatsApp in particular, I think I would also like to thank my friends and family and stuff who are sending all those messages on WhatsApp, because in the evening when you start looking at them, start
Hmm.
deleting it one by one and look at the videos, etc. You
Hmm.
can kill 2-3 hours easily,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Wonderful.
And it's also given me a chance to protect my religion, talk about traditions, etc. Like in
Right.
Jain, I'm a Jain, right? I mean,
Yes.
Jains are usually not very famous, but now they are getting that moment of glory, and
Okay.
they're saying that look, our forefathers and our sort of gods always knew that in 2020 something like this will happen,
Oh,
right?
they
And
knew
then
it.
therefore they
Wow.
started, yeah, and they started using masks, right? I mean, Jains use masks,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that they're doing for thousands of years. And this is
Ah.
this is what you don't realize, the power uh, of your of your religion. A lot of stuff, Hindu folks are saying that look, that's the reason why when we come out from funeral, we take a bath, for example, or at
Yeah.
times we eat vegetarian, and because
Right.
you eat vegetarian, you can't have coronavirus. And people are just saying that when that thing Bartan thing happened, when you went to balcony
Right.
and started sort of hitting the Bartan, then it created that sound wave,
Yeah.
which
Which killed coronavirus.
has, yeah, which is either it has killed coronavirus or it will kill in next few days. And I think those are the things that people don't understand. It's
Yeah.
quite serious stuff. And people also said that you put sarson ka tel in your nose, then coronavirus will be killed. so
Right. So
so I think
India
that
has
that's
a
that's
soul.
one. Yeah. So that's one really avenue for me. And I just shudder to think that what will
Hmm.
happen if internet is not there, and
Yeah.
if this crisis would have happened like 25 years ago,
Right.
when internet was not there,
Yeah.
then what we would do? I mean, we would just end up watching Krishi Darshan and Chitrahar on
Yeah.
DD,
That
right?
would be
I mean,
suicidal. A lot of people would
that would
die
be suicide.
watching Doordarshan.
Yeah. And the other thing which I'm doing is there's a lot of stuff on Netflix and
Right.
Amazon Prime and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I do is, because I have a lot of time at my disposal,
Hmm.
I go to Netflix and I don't go there with the intention of watching a particular movie
Hmm.
or a web series. I just
Hmm.
explore it, right? And I explore. I've started watching a bit of Tamil, Malayalam, and stuff. I don't understand that language, but there are advantages, right? I mean, look, if you look at South Indian heroes, for example,
Ah.
I mean, a lot of them are like heavily built and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
And because of this lockdown, I'm gaining weight as well. So, but when I look at them, I feel good about it.
So
I
you're
think
watching
that
Tamil movies.
there
Wow.
is life. Yeah, I mean, whatever comes my way. And then I've realized that a couple of things that you have to be careful about is when you
Hmm.
go to Netflix,
Hmm.
and you have different profile that you can create, right? So I have my profile, my daughter's profile, my son's profile, etc. And when you go there, they will tell you what you were watching earlier. They'll say
Yeah.
continue watching,
Yes.
and then your family secrets are revealed in that
Right.
process,
Exactly.
and you have to be very careful about that. And I and my son now know a lot about each other,
Each
much
other's
more than what
preferences.
perhaps.
Each other's content
Yeah.
preferences.
Yes, and it keeps reminding you. So say continue watching for Pratik, and then they'll say because you watched this, they will show something similar,
Yeah.
and then say okay, repeat watching this because you watched this earlier. So they keep reminding you on things, and there are certain small things that you don't realize,
Right.
right? For example, there is a difference between popular on Netflix and trending on Netflix, and I
Right.
never knew what's the difference,
Right.
right? And these are the things that you're learning
What
day
is the
by
difference
day.
between popular and trending on Netflix?
No, there are separate sections. So I didn't
What's the
know that there
difference?
is a
What's the
difference.
difference between what's popular and what's trending? Have you figured
Maybe
that?
trending is something which is more I think temporary, like
Okay. Yeah,
life
trending may be temporary.
and
Popular is like classics. So classics are
yeah, pop. But I also get very very easily you can get offended if you use some
hmm,
of these apps. And I'll tell you one instance. I was
hmm,
watching a movie,
hmm,
Zoya Factor, and they don't know how do you translate from Hindi to English. And
Hmm.
this I have a problem with all these apps. Like, for
Hmm.
example, there was something in Hindi said कि मैं आपके लिए कचौड़ी मंगाता हूँ.
हाँ.
Okay,
हाँ.
and the English translation of that was, let me order cotton candy for you. Now I was quite disheartened with that, right? I mean, and they called paneer muffins, right? And you know the uh, kind of respect we have as vegetarians about
Yeah.
paneer, and it's very difficult. It's very heartbreaking for us to really see somebody doing
Paneer being
anything.
called as muffins.
Yeah, paneer is called muffins, right?
Right.
So that's sad. I'm
Hmm.
also learning a lot of stuff, some new life skills and stuff. And I've
Hmm.
also realized that for married people, you have to. This is not a time to show your ego and stuff. Okay,
Ah.
you should have more patience, and
Right.
I'll yeah. So
Okay.
I will suggest, if you don't do this, when you
Ah.
get up in the morning
Hmm.
every day, you just go to your spouse, your wife, and say sorry.
Hmm. Say sorry. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, just say sorry, because you don't know what mistakes you'll do during the day.
Yeah. Advance. Sorry.
I realized,
Advance.
yeah. So you are learning new things. I'm also learning. I'm also enjoying music a lot now,
Yeah.
which I was
Okay.
not doing earlier.
Right.
Jitendra is my favorite actor, by the way. And
Oh wow.
you would have heard a lot of these songs earlier, but
Ah.
now you realize that there are the deeper things, there are nuances about songs which you have
Hmm.
missed.
Right.
For
Right.
instance, there is a song. Have you seen Jitendra's song? Which goes like this: Tathaya ho,
Yeah.
Tathaya
Yeah.
ho. There is
Tathayo. Yeah.
Sri Devi on the background on the beach, and there is some jewelry. I mean, a lot of jewelry that she's wearing, and
Hmm.
Jitendra in white shirt, white pant, dancing.
Hmm.
It goes like
Hmm.
Tathaya ho,
Hmm.
Tathaya ho.
Tathayo. Ho.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, then he says, "Naino mein sapna, sapno mein sajna," etc., etc. Right? Now, a
Ah.
lot of people do this, know about this, right?
Right.
But when I started listening again, I realized that I missed a very important lyrics in between.
Which is
So between Tathaya ho and Naino mein sapna,
right.
there is a lyric which is, I think, is epic. Okay,
Which is
it goes like this, which says, "Guntununu guntununu guntununu guntununu."
right.
So
Guntununu, guntununu. Yes, that's there. It's one of my
this
favorite
now,
songs, all-time favorite songs.
yeah. So another other one which I saw today, and I suggest that you should see that,
Right.
is a song called Uyamma Uyamma,
Okay.
which is Jitendra and Jayaprada.
Hmm.
It's an amazing song. I mean, I think the whole steps and the background and the
Yeah,
lyrics.
Jitendra is quite a dancer, man. Quite a dancer.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. You said you write poetry also. You have you have something you want to read out. You-
Yes, I just wrote something, and I think this idea was more about, we keep complaining in life that we can't go out and this and
Hmm.
that, and I think as human beings,
Hmm.
we are we're like a complaining lot, but
Hmm.
we don't realize the positives which we can see, and if you look at sky outside, is absolutely stunning,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So here's how it goes.
Hmm.
It says, जब जिंदगी थम सी जाती है,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
जब सब कुछ रुक सा जाता है,
Hmm.
मन बेचैन हो जाता है,
Hmm.
तब क्यों सूरज उभर कर आता है,
Hmm.
आसमान नीला नीला हो जाता है,
Hmm.
क्यों पंछी लगते कुछ ज्यादा चहचहाने, क्यों पंछी लगते कुछ ज्यादा चहचहाने, कुछ तो लगते भी नहीं है जाने पहचाने,
Hmm.
क्यों पेड़ लगते हैं हवा में झूमते, क्यों ये पत्ते कुछ और हरे हैं लगते, और ये पेड़ पर बैठी मैना क्या चाहती है कहना,
Hmm.
मानो बोल रही हो बस अब हमें ऐसे ही रहना, क्यों मोर बिना बात नाचने को आतुर नजर है आता, ये बादल चलते चलते क्यों नहीं है थकते, रात के ये तारे क्यों कुछ ज्यादा हैं चमकते,
Hmm.
क्यों चांद अचानक और खूबसूरत हो जाता है,
Hmm.
अरसे बाद मिट्टी से क्यों ये खुशबू है आई, जब बारिश की बूंदें झूम के गए, लेकिन जिंदगी पता है ज्यादा रुक नहीं सकती है, अभी कुछ ही
Hmm.
दिनों में फिर ये पकड़ेगी रफ्तार,
Hmm.
फिर ये पेड़ पंछी पत्ते चांद और तारे पहले की तरह छुप जाएंगे सारे,
Hmm.
और रह जाएंगी ये यादें दो चार, बस रह
Nice.
जाएंगी ये यादें दो चार.
Well, sir.
Yeah, so
Very
this
nice.
is
Hmm.
Thank you very much.
Nice, Pradeep. Very nice. Cool. So so lastly, so we spoke about a bit about your work. We spoke about a bit. We had some jokes. We had some poetry. So largely, you're an accomplished individual. You have been working in consulting firms, PwC, where you work now. So what advice do you have for people? Let's say if people were to listen to you, what advice would you give to people to live a accomplished, happy, fulfilling life?
Okay. What I have learned is, one is that you should just take life as it comes,
Hmm.
which I did not do at some point in time. I looking back when I was studying, etc. Uh, I, I knew that I had some creative sort of thinking. I wanted to go to journalism. I want to
Right.
write, but I didn't do that. And I guess now people are realizing that more and more that
Right.
if you're good at something, or if you believe you're good at something,
Right.
you should at least give it a shot, right?
Mm, mm.
So that's my one take, that just let the life flow. And I tell my kids, I see them over planning, over emphasizing, what will I do, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I think
Mm,
it's life has to be lived every moment, and
mm,
so just follow what your heart tells you. Of course, you have to look at finances and you have to look at every other thing, but if you can follow, if you're good at something, pursue it. I guess that's what one.
nice.
Second is,
Mm,
there's never too late to, I guess, do things. I started a bit of comedy, etc., in my 40s.
mm,
I know that most of the comedians today are much younger, but
mm.
then I have several other things to talk about. I can
Yeah.
talk about my kids. I can talk about my office stories. I can talk about many other things. So
Mm,
there's never too late to do. And I think this thing about, what will people think, is
mm,
much more, is given much more importance
mm.
than it should be given, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think, uh, you know 20 years from now, if I were to write my autobiography, I think I'll regret overthinking about what people are thinking about me.
Okay. Okay.
And today also, when I go, a lot of times when I go for open mics, etc., people, a lot, I mean, many times people don't laugh and things like that, and I get disheartened. A lot of people say a few things, right? This guy is doing it, he's lost his mind or whatever it is.
Right.
And I was thinking, I care two hoots for you, man. I mean, I'm trying to do things which I wanted to do, and I think that
Yes.
I'm good at it.
Right.
Now we'll see how where life takes you at that,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
these are the couple of things which comes to my mind.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thanks, Pratik. So, I mean, whatever I read of you, I've known you for a while now. I think you are a very genuine person, and in terms of because there are different kinds of people you meet, and a lot of people do talk certain say something and they mean something. I think you're very genuine and conscientious as a person, and which I admire about you. And thank you for coming on this call. It was fun talking to you, and I wish you all the best in all your pursuits, including the creative ones. And obviously, you are a master at indirect taxes. If anybody wants to speak to Pratik about that, please reach out.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
Pratik. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.